Great morning, great afternoon, folks. Hey, this is Wesley Virgin. Welcome to the Sunday Mindset message here. I expect everybody is feeling well. And go ahead and put your names below here. I am Wesley Virgin, and today is Sunday. And every Sunday, I share the Sunday Mindset message to all of you. To anybody that's willing to hear, to listen, to learn more about becoming wealthy, okay? Ladies and gentlemen that are looking to elevate their lives, looking to excel, either in your career, your relationships, or maybe even with your entrepreneurship endeavors here. So go ahead and put your names here below. Let's get started here. I know someone says, Wesley, why are you always in the dark? Well, because the lights are off. And I prefer it that way. And I really want you to listen to me, okay? I understand something when you're listening to audio messages, video, online, on your TV, whatever. When I block out the video, that elevates or increases the sensitivity of the audio as far as what you're listening to. It's more important for you to listen to the message than to see me. Does that make sense? And I want you to put headphones on, because I'm here to not only to educate you, I'm here to reprogram your mind in a way to think more like a wealthy, rich, opulent person, okay? And I think we all understand, if you've ever been to any of my rants before, that for things to change, you must change how you think. Okay, I'll start with that. Go ahead and write that down below. For things to change in your life, you must change the way that you think. And I'm going to tell you a story real quickly here. I was at the gym yesterday getting my sexy on, of course. And on Saturdays, I typically do the entire body. It takes me about 2 to 3 hours to do that. And I was doing, I believe I was on the workout equipment for my hamstrings. And when I was going to get some water, a young man approached me. Said, "Hey, is that are you Wesley Virgin? Are you Wesley Virgin?" I said, "Absolutely." And the young man says, "Oh my God, I've been following you since I was 17 years old." And I could tell he was in shock, and, listen, I'm humbled. I'm so grateful that people find value in these rants that people listen to over and over again on IG, on Instagram here, or even on my podcast. And I was so elated, so enamored. And he was just like, "Wes, no, you don't understand." He said, "Wes, you don't understand. Listen up." He said, I've been listening to you since I was 17, and now I'm 23 years old. And this year, I'm going to do over $400,000. And the $400,000 wasn't the most important part of the conversation, is what he said after. He said, "Wes, you are right. It's the mind." He said, "I've been listening to you when I was 17, 18, 19. Not much was taking place in my life, but I kept listening to you. And now at the age of 23, everything resonates. Everything that I listened to when I was younger, when I first discovered you online, it makes sense." He said, "It makes sense when you speak about repetition as the mother of skill. It works. When you're saying there is a gap to where I am and where I want to be, you're right. Because if I didn't do all that, if I didn't listen to you and apply some of your techniques and methods when I was 17 and 18 years old, I wouldn't be here today. I'm earning $400,000 and I'm only 23 years old. And that drives me to the point is this, and I want you to write these words below, please. It's not over until I win. That's the mentality all of you have to have in your life. Whenever you want to achieve something great, you got to realize something. Listen, you might not be the most skilled, you might be the smartest person, the tallest person, the prettiest person, the most handsomest person, whatever. But you have to have this deep mentality that it's not over until I win. Like, it doesn't matter how many years, it doesn't matter how many hours, it doesn't matter how many risks that you must take. You just got to realize that it's not over. The business is not over until you win. It doesn't matter how many different companies you have to create, how many different opportunities you have to invest in, how many books you need to read, how many mentors that you must meet, how many YouTube motivational, educational videos that you're going to watch. You just have to realize that it's not over until you have to be a little bit cocky about it. Does that make sense? You got to be a little cocky about this. Like, it's not over until I win. You know, even when people tell you no, people told me no over and over again in the beginning journey of my success. No, I won't work with you. No, this is not good enough. No. I mean, I've heard so many no's, but I always had the mentality that it's not over until I win. And I attribute that to Les Brown. I used to listen to a bunch of Les Brown in my 20s. I mean, I was listening to Les Brown over and over and over again, like in my car. I remember driving my Range Rover, broke down Range Rover, and I was listening to Les Brown. It's not over until I win. People will pull up next to me, and they're like, man, what are you listening to? That sounds good. I said, I should be listening to that as well, because I was blasting it. You know how you guys blast Drake and you blast Future and rappers around the world, Well, I was blasting Les Brown, and it was loud, and my windows were down, and people would pull up next to me, and I swear to God, they would say, man, I should be listening to that as well. And this is when I had no money, but I was programming my mind for the man that I'll be here today. And listen, the message is today, what I want you to understand is what you're doing right now in this moment, whatever you're listening to, the people that you're around, whatever you're watching, all this information is going to eventually be the culmination of the person that you will become. And you might not see it this year. You might not see the effects of the result next year. But what I'm here to tell you is this, that whatever you're doing right now on a daily basis, your activities, is building some type of foundation that would eventually become your life. So my question to you is this. What are you doing on a daily basis to win? A lot of you believe that it's not over until I win. And guys, thanks for liking the video. Like the video if you're getting value here, and comment the word value as well, and go ahead and tag a few people. I don't mind, and I want to give you guys a shout out too as well. But I want to get deep in this message here today, because I want you to understand that it's not over until you win, period. It's not about your lack of money. A lot of you blame your money. Oh, I don't have any money. I'm broke. Okay. Now what? I mean, almost every self-made millionaire was broke before he made his first $1 million. Does that make sense? Excuse me. So if you broke, okay, great. You're in a great situation right now. Does that make sense? When people, they complain about being broke all the time. Listen, if you're broke, great. Because every self-made millionaire that I know personally, they were broke. They had nothing because they burned the bridges. They risked it all. They invested the money. They lost money. They filed bankruptcy. I mean, I filed bankruptcy. Okay, I've had repossessions. I've been evicted. So what? Because I realized that it's not over until I win. It didn't really matter what was happening in my life. But I want you to realize that your past doesn't make your future. Everything that you're losing, or everything that you think you've lost, or the things that you don't have to achieve the success that you deserve to have, doesn't matter. Okay? Like today is Sunday. Today is July 3rd, 2022, and today it's an awesome opportunity to take action towards your goals. Today is an awesome opportunity to discover, to research, to find something that you want to do that's going to compel you and push you forward towards your desires. All the money that you want to have, you don't need money. Why? Because just like that young 23-year-old told me in the gym, he said, Wesley, you're right. It's the mind. He said, I was in a bad situation, Wes. I was in a terrible situation. And it's very interesting how you could be in a terrible situation at the age of 17, 18, and 19 years old. But I understand many people go through a lot of stuff, even when they're young, before they even reach adulthood. And he said, Wesley, once I changed my mind, I just started to change the way I think. Let me go deeper on that. He said, I started to see my world better. You know, he said, what I realized, I kept complaining about how I wasn't getting help, how nothing was working, how I was losing money, how I didn't have money, how my daddy wasn't there. I didn't have a mentor. My job don't appreciate me. I'm not making enough money at my job. I'm in debt. He said, when I stopped complaining and looking at everything in my life that was going wrong, which was only my perception, I started to look at my life and I started to create everything that I wanted. He started to speak life into his world. He said, you know what? Boom. I'm going to join this organization. I'm going to make a ton of money. I'm going to join real estate and I'm going to sell my first house this year. I'm going to get my real estate license in the next 2 weeks, 2 months. What I'm saying is he starts speaking exactly what he wanted. Many of you, and I say this over and over again, listen up here. You keep talking about what you don't want. You keep speaking about what you don't want. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to lose. I don't want to waste time. And what you don't realize, what you don't want is what you get. Write that down, please. I hope somebody taking notes. Can I get an amen, please? I know this is not church, but this is the Church of Wesley here tonight. Listen, whatever you don't want is what you get. Because you're thinking about it. Most of you consume your mind with what you don't want from your life. Every day you wake up, man, I don't want to have a bad day. I don't want to deal with that coworker. I don't want to deal with my manager. I don't want this to happen. I don't want nobody to lie to me. I don't want nobody to cheat on me. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be poor. I don't want any pain. I don't want any failure. So you're getting it because you get what you don't want as well. Can I get an amen, please? My question to you is, what do you want? Spend more time thinking about what you want for your life. I get it. You feel that life is unfair. You feel that life is not treating you the way that it should. Well, make it fair. By changing the way that you think. You don't need more money. You know, in my inbox, people always say, Wesley, I need money. I'm broke. Well, what's the fastest way to make money? What's the fastest, the easiest way to make money with no work at all? Listen, stop. Money is not your problem. Okay? Money is not your issue. And listen, I'm not throwing rocks at you. I mean, I made stupid decisions and I was just like that as well in my 20s. I thought it was the lack of money, the reason why I didn't have the life that I wanted. You know, because I wanted a luxurious life. Obviously, I wanted to be rich, millions of dollars, buying clothes, buying jewelry, traveling around the world, penthouses, big houses around the world, nice, beautiful ass cars. I get it. And I thought because, well, I just don't have the money yet. You know, the money is my problem. Money wasn't my problem. It's the way that I thought. And unfortunately, I was taught wrong. When I was growing up, just like you, when I was growing up, just like you, I just had breakfast and it was so good. Listen, when I was growing up, adolescence, right? So when I was growing up, my mom and dad, they was like, well, money don't grow on trees, Wes. How many of you had a mama or a daddy just like that? Well, money don't grow on trees. I don't have any money. What you think? I'm made of money? Mom, can I get this? That's too expensive. We can't buy that. Let's go to Payless. Mom, please, can I get these shoes? No, you can't get Jordans. I'm not spending $100 on a pair of shoes. We're going to Walmart, $20. We don't have that type of money. So imagine hearing these messages over and over again. You become conditioned that money is scarce, that money is hard to get. Does that make sense? It's not because you broke. It's not because you don't have a mentor or you just haven't found the right opportunity. It's just how you think about money and success and opulence and the people that you think the people that have, they're doing something so unique. No, the unique thing that they're doing is they're changing their mind. They're realizing that it's not over until I win. Which means is if you was not fortunate enough to grow up in a household that had money, then obviously you got some reprogramming to do. I want everybody to comment these words below. I got some reprogramming to do. Okay? Comment those words below. I got some reprogramming to do. I realized that when I was 25, 26, that all the messages that I received from my parents was wrong. It didn't align with the millions or the abundance I was destined to have. Okay? See, what I really want you to understand is this. Listen. This is what I want you to understand, young lady or young man, is that, when you think it's not working, you're listening to these rants and these audios that I put out on Instagram and on my podcast, and you're listening to them daily. And let me tell you a story, because I know some of you say, well, man, Wes, this is not working. I've been listening to you for years, and I just don't see the progress. I don't see the results. I don't see anything, and I'm listening to you, and I'm doing my best to recondition my mind. I'm trying to be a more positive person. I'm trying to take risks. And it just seemed like I'm investing money, investing time, and nothing is happening. Let me tell you a story, sir. So when I was in my 20s, later 20s here, at the age of 26 is when I first started self-development, personal development, which means I was just listening and reading books in the niche of personal development and, just listening voraciously to Les Brown, Dennis Waitley, Jerry Claw, Holton Buggs. I was just listening to Tony Robbins. I mean, just a voracious. I was insane. I was obsessed listening to this information. And let me share something with you. The first 4 to 5 years, I didn't make any money in business. Okay. Now listen, I had a company at the time. It was called 7 Day Fitness. And I was listening to this information. And I was listening to it every day. I didn't listen to any music. True story. I just got very serious because at the time I had children, and it's different from failing and just ruining my own personal life, but I didn't want to ruin the life of my children. So I decided to get serious. So I was listening like as much as humanly possible. When I would go to work, I would listen to personal development. When I was in my car, I was listening to personal development. When I would go home, I was listening to personal development. When I would wake up, I was listening to personal development. When I would go to bed, I was listening to personal development. And I'm going to be honest with you, the first 4 to 5 years, I didn't see any traction. Like I didn't see any results. I didn't see any millions of dollars. But I remember my guy, Les Brown, he said, it's not over until I win. And I kept that mentality. I said, well, it's not over until I win, so I'm going to continue to do it. Because I was thinking this way. Because, see, listen, most people, listen, please, most of you quit. You stop. You say, you know what, it's not working. You do it for 2 weeks, 2 months, or a year, you say it's not working. But I understood something. I said, well, this information that I'm listening to is definitely the language of the rich. And what I used to listen to was the language of the poor. What's the language of the poor? Well, poor and average people, they don't read many books. Poor and average people, they're not committed, they're not consistent. Poor and average people, they prefer to go out, drink, hang out with friends every weekend. Poor and average people, they just spend time on social media. That's just what they do to get their entertainment. Poor and average people, they watch a bunch of sports, Lifetime, Netflix, Hulu, Prime, whatever. Play video games. And when I realized that even though I wasn't seeing results, I didn't want to go back to the language of the poor and average. Because, see, the thing is, at that time, I wasn't just sure. I wasn't just 100% sure that by listening to this information, that it was going to lead me to become a wealthy person. But I realized this, if I didn't listen to it, like if I was going to be the guy that I was before, listening to music, listening to Drake. I mean, these are good artists. I'm not trying to speak derogatory towards artists, man, but, excuse me. But, all those folks, They're making their millions already, and I didn't want to contribute to their millions because I needed my millions first, right? So I made a decision that, well, I knew that if I was listening to that stuff, if I was just going out to the clubs, going out to the bars on a consistent basis, talking to my broke ass friends all the time, or my average friends or whatever, well, I knew that wasn't going to make me a million. So the probability, listen up, please, the probability of me winning was listening to the language of the rich, which was all the personal development. Because even though I didn't know these gentlemen, like Dennis Whaley, he's rich, Tony Robbins, he's rich, Les Brown, rich, all these personal development speakers, they were wealthy. So that's one thing they all had in common. So I understood that I had a highly likely chance by listening to them to become the man that I wanted to be. But let me go a little bit deeper here because I want you to listen close here. I want you to realize that it takes time, because I know many of you are impatient, so I'm going to explain your impatience for a second. It takes time for information that's new to be inculcated in your mind in a way that your subconscious mind is going to accept the beliefs. So many of you are saying, well, I've been doing this, I've been working on this, I've been trying. I get it. Listen, it takes your mind some time. Like if you're 30 years old, you have to understand you have about 20 years of programming that is distorted and that is wrong. If you're 40, then you got 40 years of programming. Do you understand? This is subconscious programming that is in you so deep that it may take some time for your mind to accept the new messages. Does that make sense? Can I get an amen? You got to understand that. I want to be very direct and honest real quick, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but the older you are, it's tougher. It's much more difficult for older individuals. When you're 30 and 40 and 50, like if you're in 20s, teenagers, it's the best opportunity. I'm telling you something. Let me share something with you. When I meet teenagers who are now 21, 22, I get the same story. Wesley, I will listen to you when I was 15. I will listen to you when I was 17. I will listen but now my life has changed and I'm only 21 years old. I'm making $100,000 this year. Shit, I didn't make $100,000 until I was like 28. So teenagers have a unique opportunity to listen to this information. And even though they don't understand everything, listen, teenagers, if you just listen to it and take action, your mind will accept it. If you're in your 20s, you still have a great opportunity, right? Because you don't have so much baggage. See, when you turn 30 and 40 and 50 years old, I'm going to be honest, you got a bunch of baggage. You had bad relationships. You had bad experiences with businesses, with opportunities, with money, whatever. So you tend to be very reluctant and very fearful to move forward and to continue to be consistent. Imagine being inconsistent for 10 years. And inconsistent means that you try something and you quit. You try something and you quit. How many of you are like that? Be honest. You try something and you quit. You try something. Do you understand that is a habitual pattern? That's a pattern of living. You start, you quit. You start, you quit. You start, you quit. And some of you have been doing that since you were 20 and in your 30s and your 40s, and you're still doing it. You got to break the pattern. How? Well, you got to change the way that you think. How do you do that, Wesley? Well, you got to isolate yourself from everything that created the man or woman that you are right now. I get it. You love your friends. I get it. You love your boo, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your wife, your husband, your whatever, your parents. I get it. Your high school buddy, your sorority sister, your fraternity buddy. I get it. But you have to be intellectual when you're trying to acquire wealth. And you got to realize that the problem is the way that you think. You're around people who think a certain way, and those people are producing certain type of results. And if you're not happy or excited about the results, you have to change the environment. Can I get an amen, please? Okay? You have to change the environment. Maybe you can't talk to your mom and your daddy all the time, not because you don't like them, because you don't love them. Your beliefs are going to change. Their beliefs will stay the same. They're going to affect you. It doesn't matter how positive you want to be and how excited about life you want to be. And you're like, oh, this is going to work. No, let me tell you something. And listen, these people that love you so much, they're not trying to sabotage you. They're looking out for you. They're only speaking based off their current mindset. Their mindset is like, don't do that. Be careful. Don't start that new business. You lost money before. Look, you had to borrow money from me last night or last week to pay your rent because you keep jumping into all these different opportunities. You keep buying all these books and buying all this stuff and not paying your rent. How about your kids? You got to get a job. You need something stable. Who am I talking to? And these messages, what you have to understand, are reinforcing the current programming that you currently have. It's just reinforcing it. Okay? Now you see why you need to isolate yourself from your environment, your current one. Because when I say change how you think, I'm not just saying, okay, I'm going to think positive. No! Really? Just because you're positive doesn't mean you're going to be rich and wealthy. Just because you wake up enthusiastic every day doesn't mean you're going to be wealthy. Are you kidding me? No. Changing the way you think is changing the way the people are changing the people that are in your life. Changing the way you think is making a decision that, well, you know what? I'm not going to be able to watch Netflix. I'm not going to watch any TV for the next 2 months. Changing the way you think, saying, you know what? I'm not going to go to the restaurants on the weekend. I'm not going to go out to the clubs. I'm not going to go out to the happy hours. I'm not going to do that. Because this is more important. I got to insulate myself from all this for the masses. See, many of you want to be different from the masses, but you keep playing with the masses. Like you want to be a part of the 1%, but you keep entertaining the 97%. What do you think 97% of people do on the planet? Think about it for a second. What do you think the majority? Because obviously the majority are not rich and wealthy. Majority of people on the planet are poor and average. They got 9 to 5 jobs that they hate. They don't even make $100,000 a year. Not even 6 figures. That's insane, is it not? Right? People can't do what they want to do. They have to do what they have to do. See, whenever you talk to about, well, I got to do this, that's a person that's living a very miserable life. Anytime you say, I got to do this, but I don't want to, that's miserable. It's misery. Okay? Listen. For things to change, you must change right now. Okay? You can. I just gave you so many examples of how to change. You got to disconnect yourself from people, especially the people that you're very familiar with. You just have to. I know some people are like, no, I love my friend. I want to be they don't affect me. They do affect you. They do. Listen, I thought the same thing as well. When I first started my journey at the age of 21, I was just like you. I was like, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to take over the world. I'll make $1 billion. I'm going to drive all the fancy cars. I'm telling you, life's good. And the years kept progressing. I was getting older. One thing I didn't do, I didn't remove myself from my friends. Like, I honestly thought that I can just hang with my friends, Pookie and Ray Ray. I love them. I love my friends until today. I had 2 best friends, Pookie and Ray Ray, right? And, for 5 years, 6 years, and I was in so many different companies, network marketing companies, other opportunities. But I couldn't seem to get the breakthrough. And I didn't realize how impactful my friends were until I turned like 28. Thank God I went overseas. I think overseas saved my life because as far as not being broke for the next 10 years, because when I went overseas, when I went to Afghanistan, many of you know I went to Afghanistan as a contractor. I was military. And I went overseas as a contractor. I was separated from everybody. I couldn't talk to my friends anymore. I couldn't talk to my family anymore because I was in a different time zone, in a different world for about 2 to 3 years. And I'm going to tell you what I did. And I know some of you, I'm going to be honest with you. I may have I might have a slight advantage of you because I was in an environment where I couldn't do much of anything. Like when I was overseas, I couldn't drink, no smoking, no clubs, no going out, no fun, just working out, honestly. And I was listening to personal development every day. I mean, 10 hours a day. Like imagine, I swear to God, I was listening to personal development 10 hours a day. And I'm going to be honest with you, and at that time, I wanted to start a business. I did start something, but I was just so fascinated with the information that I was learning. Like a lot of you, it's like you want to go to school for the first time and you want to learn how to multiply. But you don't even know what a number represents yet. See, many of you say, oh, well, I want to multiply. I want to divide. I want to make millions. I want to do this. But you don't even know what a number even means yet. You're trying to do 6 times 7, but you don't even know what a 6 is. What I'm saying is you got to take baby steps. Like I was so fascinated about the personal development that I spent my time there just learning that information. And what I realized later, I was building a foundation mentally to think differently about the opportunity. Because see, I realized that once I was building this foundation and listening to this information, now when I started an opportunity and started something new, it was easier to be committed. I was looking at that thing with different eyes. I was looking at that thing with a different mindset. All right. Before, I wanted the results in 1 week. Before, I wanted the results in 2 weeks. Like if I didn't get a check from the opportunity or business in 2 weeks, I'm like, man, it's not working. Now, why is that? Why would I think that way? Because of the job mentality. It's the job programming. See, jobs. Listen, let's talk about jobs here. And everybody knows this. Are you guys getting value? Comment below. Smash the like button. Let me know that you hear me. Hello, let's go. Get up. Let's go. Listen, jobs, which is called just over broke, it's a mindset. Okay? Job is a mindset. It programs you to get a check every week, every 2 weeks. So imagine getting checks every 2 weeks, then one day you want to become an entrepreneur, and now you work for 2 weeks, you get no check. But what you have to understand, even consciously, you know that obviously you're not going to get a check in the first 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but unconsciously, your mind believes that if you work for 2 weeks, you should get a paycheck because you're anchored this way. It's psychological. Your body is primed because you feel good. You have a boost of oxytocin and endorphins and dopamine when you get that check. Everybody feels good when they get a check. Can I get an amen? I don't care what kind of check you get. When you get a check, you're like, oh, let's go, baby. I'm going shopping. It don't matter if it's from your job. It doesn't matter from your opportunity, from the mail, from the IRS. When you get a check, you're happy. So your body is creating chemicals called dopamine. You feel good. So imagine getting a check every 2 weeks. It's called an anchor. So now your body expects the check. So when you work in a business, obviously you're not going to get a check the first month, first 2 months, first 3 months of the business, right? Especially if you're brand new. Then your body's like, what's going on? Something's not right. That's why you don't feel good. And now the mind, and then the mind automatically starts to doubt us and say, hey, well, man, what are you doing? You're doing the wrong thing. We're not getting checks. It's been 2 weeks. You've been working. No checks. What's the problem? This is not the right opportunity. Then your mind gives you every excuse and every reason why you should stop and do something different. Does that make sense? That's deep, right? Can I get an amen, please? Your mind, listen, your mind will tell you and give you every excuse why you should quit the opportunity, stop the business, and go back to what's familiar. You see why the mind is everything? It's nothing about the opportunity. Listen, the opportunity, the business, that's the easy part. Honestly, it's the easy part. Skill that you got to build, it's easy. Right? Like mechanistically, it's very easy. You just have to do the things pragmatically over and 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 over again. And you have to do it in a very exciting, enthusiastic way. And you eventually just succeed. It doesn't matter if you have to do it 1,000, 10,000, or 1,000,000 times. That's just how it is. Right? But your problem is, it's just how you deal with your emotions. Your mind. You see how the mind plays a big part in your success or your failure? Many of you don't even have $10,000 in your bank account right now. Don't even have $10,000 in your bank right now. Not at all. Some of you have been on the job for 5 to 10 years. Some of you have been talking about how you're going to be rich and successful since 2010. Every year, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to be rich, I'm rich. But you're not willing to do what it takes. Well, Wesley, what it takes, I'm going to say it again. Number one, disconnect yourself from your current environment. What I mean, everybody that you talk to, stop. Listen, everybody that you talk to, everybody that you text, people that you're familiar with, people that you call your best friends, cut them off. Hello? I mean, unless they're millionaires. If they're millionaires, then no, you don't have to. Or if they're making the type of money that you want to make, no, so fine. But everybody that's just like you in your life, okay? Everybody that's just like you, cut them off. Trust me, I know it's tough, but you're going to thank me in 5 years if you do it. Cut them off. TV, don't watch any more TV. News, don't watch news. Why? News is nothing but pessimism. I mean, that's it. News is not meant to inspire you or to educate you in a way for you to live a better life. It's there to scare you. It's there to increase anxiety in you. That's it. What's going wrong? What's going on with the world? What's happening in Ukraine? People getting raped, people getting robbed, people getting shot. That's it. It fills your mind up with negativity, cynicism over and over again. And your mind is consumed with this information. Then it causes you not to do anything. You debilitate the mind. You can't move. You feel very stagnant. So turn off the TV. No TV. And listen, no TV includes no Netflix, no Hulu. I know what you're thinking. How about you, Wesley Virgin? Can I listen to you? Can I watch you? Absolutely. You can. But you know what I mean. If you listen to anything to entertain you, drama, scary movies, drama movies, love movies, stop it. No. Why? Because it doesn't align with the success that you want. See, when I say you have to be very intellectual about this, is you got to say, okay, what aligns with my success? What do I want first? Okay, well, I want millions of dollars, and I want to be able to have this and this and this and that. I want to be able to go here and here and here. Okay, great. So to acquire that thing, what am I doing right now to ensure that I'm in that position in the next 2 to 5 years of my life? See, that's being very intelligent about it. It's not emotional. This is all logic. You know, what am I doing on a daily activity? Like, what am I doing right now? It's Sunday. Sunday fun day, right? Am I having fun? Now, the next question is, should I be having fun because I said that my goals are very seriously? Or am I justifying or giving myself excuses of why, well, you know, it don't matter. It's just one drink. I'm just going to have one margarita. Well, it's 4th of July weekend, man. Let me damn, whatever, bullshit. Does that make sense? Who's with me? Okay. Another thing, stop playing video games, man. No more video games. None. Until you have $1 million in your bank account. Until you have $1 million cash somewhere. I don't care if it's in a Forex account. I don't care if it's in Bitcoin. I don't care if it's in your bank. I don't care if it's in some kind of brokerage account. But until you have $1 million, no, you can't play video games at all. Period. Turn it off. As a matter of fact, take the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 4, take the Xbox One, whatever, give that shit away immediately. Give it to a kid. Because you're not a kid anymore. You're an adult. Unless you're playing the games and you're making money. Now, if you're making money using Twitch, or you making some type of money, you're monetizing that information, great. But other than that, unplug the game. Give it to your son. Give it to your daughter. Or throw it away or donate it. See, this is how you restructure your life, young people. Okay? See, restructure, it's not all about just adding things. It's about removing things from your life. You have negative people in your life, just remove them. You got a negative spouse, remove her. You got a negative husband, remove him. I hear people all the time, you know, they're in relationships, whether they're married, whether they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and they always complain and bitch. I'm like, oh, well, my spouse don't, you know, they don't support me. They don't believe in my dreams. What do I do? What do you mean, what do? You get rid of their ass immediately. Divorce them, dump them, get rid of them. See, I know you might say, well, that's insensitive. Yeah, but it's your life. You want to be miserable for the rest of your life? You want to have somebody in your life that doesn't believe in you, that doesn't support you, but they're with you every day. That's miserable. Yeah. You let them go. Because it's not worth it. There's too many people out here that's doing very well. There's too many people out here that are succeeding, elevating their life. They're positive, they're rich, they're wealthy. And you'll meet these people. But start dealing with average, normal, pessimistic, negative, bitchy, complaining individuals, folks. It's just worthless to deal with these people. You have 7 billion people on the planet. And let me tell you something. You got millions of people that are happy, wealthy, loving, joyous, got a smile. Just understand they're grateful. They're excited about living. It's millions of them. Okay? It's millions of these people. So another thing I want you to do is start listening to personal development. I know some of you already listen to it. I know a lot of you listen to me, Wesley Virgin here. But listen to it as much as humanly possible. What I mean is when you're in your car, headphones on, listen to it. Listen to this information. And the reason why you have to listen to it a ton, because you have to replace all these old beliefs. Okay? You have so many old beliefs that's in your mind. Your old beliefs, the way that you think right now. Listen, I want you to look around. Look around your room. Look around your life. If you're driving your car, look at the car that you're driving. Think about the house or the apartment that you live in, the neighborhood that you stay in, the amount of money in your bank account, the things that you own. Think about your assets. Think about your liabilities. You have created that. That's you. Your thinking has created that. Your beliefs have created the life that you currently have. Even the husband, the wife, the boyfriend, the people that's in your life. Your mind has created that. It has selected that, either consciously or unconsciously selected everything, person that is in your life right now. And listen, if you're not happy about it, you got to change it. Yeah, I get it. Maybe you're grateful. You're still grateful, but you don't want to settle. And I don't think any man or woman should settle. Okay? Are you with me? Also, I already brought the video games. No more clubbing. No more Sunday fun day. Not going out. Come on. Some of you texting your friend tonight. Hey, man, what are you going to do? What are you going to do today? What are you going to do? What are you doing? Where you going? Where are we going? Where are we going this weekend? Where are we going? And you don't have a pot to piss in. Your car dirty. Your house is dirty. You dirty. And you're talking about where we going. You ever met a person that, you thought everything was great. You went to their home and it was just fucked up, a mess. Or you thought everything was great with this person. And you go in their car and their car is just messy and dirty. That tells you a lot about them. So you have to understand something about people. They have masks on. When you see them in public, it's just a mask. It's not the real person. You may see you may see a woman, beautiful, gorgeous. You're like, damn. But listen, behind that mask, she all fucked up. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Go to her house, go to her car. Dirty, cluttered. Men too. Brother looking all good, amazing. You're like, oh man, this guy looks great. Okay, all right. All right, then you go to his house, he got nothing but an air mattress and no furniture. And he's 40 plus. Yeah, it's real life. It really is. It's true. What I want you to understand is I don't want you to be that person. Make a decision and say, you know what? Well, even though I want to do the Sunday fun day, even though I want to go out and hang out with friends, I'm not going to do it because I can't afford to do it. I can't afford to be out here. Many people, when they see me or they experience me, when they get the opportunity to meet me, even on social media or you meet me in person, I'm very transparent with the amount of money I make. I make I'm worth $40 million, right? I make millions and millions of dollars net per year, and I have a fabulous lifestyle. But you understand that for me to be this man, I made sacrifices. I mean, crazy sacrifices for years. You think I was going to the club? Like, even now, I don't even go to the club. I mean, honestly, because I'm a new person. I'm very different. Listen, what I want you to understand is like you got to start to think like the person that you want to be. I began to think like a millionaire when I was broke. And I said, do millionaires spend every weekend in clubs? And maybe they do. Maybe some do, because some do, for sure. But do you think, like Elon Musk, you think he's in the club every day? Warren Buffett, Bill Gates? I don't know. I mean, all the time? But what I'm sharing here is you have to become the person that you want to be now. Can I get an amen, please? You have to be willing to become the person that you want to be now. Changing the way that you think, changing the places that you go. Stop going to Walmart all the time. I know it's cheap. I get it. But what type of people go to Walmart? Cheap people, inexpensive people, people that are looking for a discount, people that's broke. And I'm not trying to down Walmart. It is what it is. They're a $1 billion company. But you think Walmart is serving the rich? They're not serving the rich. They're serving the poor and average. Dollar store. Stop going to the dollar stores. I got to get very deep and pragmatic with you guys because I want you to understand some of these places that you're going. You got to stop going. Some clubs you can't go to anymore because of the environment. Don't go. Stop going to those cheap restaurants. If you can't go to a 5-star restaurant, just don't go. Eat at home. Eat ham sandwiches and noodles until you can afford the 5-star. I mean, last night me and my boo went out. We had a good time. And listen to this. I mean, we went to 3 restaurants, I mean, every bill was like $200. I tipped $100-200 every single bill. It was just normal for me. It wasn't even a big deal. Stop going out until you can go to 5-star restaurants. Does that make sense? Stop going to all those cheap places, all that Bennigan's and Chili's. And I get it. You like the fries. You like the burger. Who gives a fuck, man? Just stop. It's just a waste. Many of you, man, you're taking women out and you're taking women out based off your budget. You don't have, I don't have Steak 48. I don't have Mastro's money. I don't have 5-star restaurant money. So I'm going to go here. Because you broke. And don't get upset because she meet another brother that takes it to 5-star and she chooses him. Only because he gave her a better experience. And you can't get upset at that. Man, you can't be mad at that woman. Like, oh, man, she a gold digger. No. Shit, raise your money. Elevate yourself. You broke. Other guy is not. Are you acting broke? And even the other guy was broke, he not showing it. Because he becoming the person that he wants to be. That's just the real truth. I want you, ladies and gentlemen, to understand you have to see the world as it is. It is what it is. I'm telling you. You got to see the world as it is. The man with the money or the people with the money, listen, you get treated better, period. If you got some money, you will be treated better in life. You got millions, the world will treat you better. If you're gorgeous, if you're pretty, if you're handsome, the world will treat you better. It is what it is. And if you want to be rich, if you want to be treated better, get rich. Some of you are like, well, I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I get it, but you broke. Nobody cares about broke people. They don't care about average people. They're not going to treat you better. It is what it is. Rich and wealthy people, they will be treated better all for the rest of their lives. As long as they're rich and wealthy, they will be treated better by men and women, period. They will be admired. They'll be looked up to. They will get things easier, period. Always, for the rest of their fucking life. Does that make sense? And the average and poor, you got to work hard for it. They give you a great analogy or a great example. Men, they try to spit game to women all the time. Talking to women, oh, what's up, girl? All these different lines and shit like that. Listen, and you got to work for that, right? You got to use your lines, use whatever you're trying to use to get the girl. Rich people, we don't have any lines. We don't need any lines. We just get it. If we want it, it happens automatically. Because they come to us. Because that's where they want to be. So you work less. When you make the money, see, that's why I tell men to focus on the money first. Because when you focus on the money and get as much money as humanly possible, listen, women just naturally gravitate towards you. You don't need any lines. You don't need any pickup lines going on YouTube, looking up all type of male, alpha male, beta male, this type of male. Let me act like this. Let me talk like this. Nah, you rich. She naturally coming to you. I don't care if you fat, ugly, short, big ear, 1 ear, 2 ear. It doesn't matter. She coming if you rich. And that's just the reality of it. And the people that look good, women that are gorgeous, some women that's not so gorgeous, I get it. Listen, every woman on this line, can fix themselves physically. Everybody, even women, even men. Listen, you might say, well, I'm not so good looking. Other people good looking. You can make yourself good looking. You can. First step, work out. Go to the gym. Make your body as sexy as humanly possible. Actually, women, they got an advantage on, honestly, women have an advantage over men. Because men got to go make money. Women just got to look beautiful. That's it. Oh, my God. Make your body. Get the biggest butt. Do 1,000 squats a day. I get it. Get your boob job. Do what you got to do. Take care of your skin. Smell good. Take care of your teeth. Have a pretty smile. Have a skin routine. Repeat for years. You're good looking. And that's just seeing the world as it is. That's just how the world is. You know what I mean? And see, that's why I focus on the money. That's it. I don't focus on the women. I don't focus on anything else. Family. I don't focus on the money. That's it. Because I know it's important. It's very important. And the people say, oh, is that important? Okay. It's not. And usually the people that say it's not important, the people don't have any money. Because the money does everything, you know what I mean? Look, just like my children, I love my children, but I spend time with them, but they understand that I got to spend time making the money. Because, see, they're not thinking, like, right now, they're living in, they're with me for the summer. They're in a place, they got their own rooms, they got a beautiful view, they got their own big-ass TVs, they got a nice bed, it's a gorgeous view. I'm paying them $14,000 a month, though. They're not. Every morning when they wake up, they got the chef that's prepared their meals for them. They just eat it. They're not thinking about the cost. Well, I pay $4,500 a month for a chef. When they get on the plane, go on vacation, they go first class, whatever, they just getting on the plane. They ain't thinking about how much it costs. Well, shit, Dad just paid $30,000 for those flights. Like next week, we're going to Kenya. Yeah, $30,000 for the flights. Another $30,000 for the hotels. But they're not thinking this way. See, I got a hotel, so they have a room, I have a room as well. I don't get a hotel where everybody's in the same bed. That's insane. I want my children to be comfortable, but they're not thinking about the price. But see, I can't put them first. Absolutely not. My daughter, she's going to college. The college that she's going to is $60,000 a year. Hello? How am I going to put them first? The money first. Because the money creates the lifestyle that they're not thinking about the cost. When people live a certain way, especially your children or people that's around you, even your girlfriend or your wife, and you're rich and you're wealthy, they don't realize the cost, right? They just think this money is coming just automatically, right? And for a woman, I'm like, woman, this is what I want you to do. Date an average guy. Go date an average guy who have a regular 9-to-5 job. He makes under 6 figures, maybe $100,000. And let's see if all your problems and see all the things that you want and desire, let's see if you get those things. Because sometimes women get catty and they get kind of weird and emotional. I'm like, you need to know what you're dealing with. Right? Listen, folks, I know we talked about a lot here today. Did you get value here today? Did you get value? It's not over until I win. Okay? It's not over. And I want you to realize something, when you make this transition, people, how they respond to you will be different. And the reason why it's different because they're not going to change. They're going to remain the same. And you have to learn how to manage these people around you, or you need to remove them, or you need to teach them how to treat you. Like me, I teach people how to treat me and how to deal with me, which means I don't settle for bullshit. I would check your ass. I don't care if it's a man, if it's a woman. If you out of line, I would check you in a polite way, all right? I will let you know, hey, no, you don't talk to me that way, or you don't do that. Not around me. If not, you leave. That's the type of man I am. And you have to be that type of woman, type of man, especially if you want to be rich and successful. If not, people are going to walk all over your ass. And as a matter of fact, you have to learn to be that person now. You have to have standards for how you want to live your entire life. And to do that, you have to know what type of life that you want to live. You got to know what you're going to tolerate and what you will tolerate. And this takes some self-introspection. You have to spend time by yourself understanding What do I want for myself? How do I want to live? What do I want to live? What type of people do I want to be around? What type of man, what type of woman do I want to attract? What type of lifestyle do I want to live? Do I want to travel all the time? Do I want to be in first class? Do I want to be in coach? Do I want to be in 5-star, 1-star hotel? What kind of jewelry do I want? Do I even want jewelry? Do I want fancy clothes? Or do I want clothes from Ross? I mean, you just have to make a decision, and it's okay. Listen, it's not a big deal. If you want to go to Ross and Target for the rest of your life and shop, it's okay. There's no judgment there. But what I'm saying is this: whatever you want, be clear about it. Okay? Whatever you want in your life, just be clear about it. Be absolutely clear and say, this is the life that I want. And don't let nobody change your mind. Don't let nobody make you feel bad about what you want. Any questions for me here? I want everybody to comment below. It's not over until I win. I want you to comment those words 7 times, because 7 times is the amount of time that it takes information to be embedded into that mind of yours. It's not over until I win. I want you to comment right now as you're listening to my voice. 7 times in the comments below right now. It's not over until I win. Say it again. It's not over until I win. Because I want that statement to be so pervasive. And I want it to consume your mind, so it doesn't matter what you do or what you're trying to do or what you think you can do. You understand that it's not over until you win. So when you fail, it's not over until I win. When things don't work out, it's not over until I win. When you lose all your money in an investment, in Bitcoin, in cryptocurrency, it's not over until I win. When you thought the business partner or the business deal was going to go well, and it doesn't, it's not over until I win. When you're an artist and you're singing and you are rapping and somebody promised you a deal and you don't get the deal, it's not over until I win. When you're creating content on YouTube and you're doing videos every day, and you're still not getting views, it's not over until I win. When you start as a salesperson, you're trying to sell something to people and you trash in the beginning and no one's buying from you, but you realize it's not over until I win, which means you're going to continue to show up until you win. Okay? Questions for me, please. If you got value, I want you to comment the word amen. Sunday, happy Sunday here. All praises to the Most High. God is the greatest here. It's a beautiful day. It's outstanding. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice in it and be glad in it. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. So says the Bible here. So listen, any questions for me here? How many of you are ready to take massive action towards your goals? I don't care if you're an actress. I know we got some actors and some actresses and artists out here. Understand something. It's not over until you win. So I don't know how many times you go to the interview and you go to the audition and they tell you no, it's not over until you win. I want you to say it every time you hear the word no. Listen, everybody, when you hear the word no, say it's not over until I win. When they say no, it's not over until I win. No, you can't come a part of this organ. It's not over until I win. No, I'm not going to be your mentor. It's not over until I win. No, this opportunity is not good for you. No, it's not over. It's not over until I win. Understand that. That's how you're going to operate for the next 5 years. Can I get an amen, please? Okay? It's not over until I win. If you have someone that is motivating you to go towards your goals, but when you are making a risky decision that you see an investment, it becomes an argument every time. Should I eliminate them? Of course, Anika, eliminate him. That must be a man. Listen, let's talk about men and women for a second, because I know a lot of you right now, since this is post-COVID, COVID's dying down a little bit and people going out and they hooking up, they getting together. Women been seeking and thirsting for men, and men have been thirsting for women. I get it, because we haven't seen each other in a long time, and we out here, we partying, we having sex, we going to the movies, we going to the park, we out and about. I get it, but I want you to understand something. If you're with a man, women, that is not equally yoked, let's dissect the word equally yoked. If you have a man that's not aligned with your values and what's most important to you in your life, if he's not aligned with that, you need to let him go. Vice versa, men, if you got a woman that doesn't support your dreams, does not support and understand the man that you're trying to become, you eliminate her right now because it's not worth it. And a lot of you are trying to spend time because you think that this new person is going to cultivate and you believing in somebody's potential. But what's the point of believing in somebody's potential? It's not worth it because it's a potential and it's a possibility they'll never become the person that you want them to be. And it's not your business nor your responsibility to make a person align and believe in you. You think I'm trying to make somebody believe in Wesley $1 billion Virgin? Absolutely not. You either support me, you either for me, you either nurture me or take care of me, or you can leave. You can get the fuck on. And that's the mentality you have to have, young people. Okay? You got to be bold. You got to be formidable. You understand that it is your life. You live your life how you want to live, but you got to be clear with the life that you want to live. You don't have to deal with anything in life from people. You know when people say, well, you just got to deal with. No, you don't. A person that's very clear about what they want, they ain't got to deal with shit. I only deal with things that I'm willing to deal with. And listen, me, not much. Because it's not worth it for me. I'd rather be alone and rich and wealthy instead of being miserable and settling for something that I don't want. Can I get an amen? Exactly. Yeah. So young lady, Shanika, go ahead and eliminate them. If it's a her, if it's a girl, eliminate her. Just let her go. Because it's not worth it. Honestly, I've had many people who have left their boyfriend, left their girlfriend, wives and husbands from these rants. And listen, I'm not sad about, oh man, I can't believe. No, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you. That you're realizing that you can do it without them. Or you'll rather do it with a person that believes and supports in you. Because it makes it easier for you to win. Okay? What's next here? And it doesn't matter if you have to leave your father. Maybe you have to leave your mother. You know, I know some of you are so tied to your parents. Oh, I love my mama, my daddy. I got to do everything for them, blah, 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 blah. But they're so negative. They're so negative. They don't want me to grow. Because they're 80 years old. They just don't want me to grow. They don't understand that I'm younger. I have a new mind. I'm a millennium. I'm a Generation Z. I don't have to go to school, mama, to make $1 million. It's not necessary. I don't want to go to school. And I'm not. I don't want to go to college. And I'm still going to make $1 million. Watch me. It's a new world, mama. Daddy, it's a new world. Stop making me and forcing me to repeat the old generational curse that you've lived in. I don't have to go to school. I don't have to have a career choice. I can be an entrepreneur. I got the option. It doesn't mean I'm a failure because I don't go to school, because I don't go to college. I'm going to be a failure? Come on. Does it make sense? Listen, stand up to your parents. I'm just giving you the information so you can say that to your parents. Let them know. Don't be afraid to stand up to them, but have conviction. Make them believe that the new thinking that you have is serious. Because they think you bullshitting. Because they known you as a bullshitter. They known you as a person that's not committed, that's not consistent. So you can't blame them when they say, please, just go to school. Okay, listen to me. You got to have a backup plan. Blah, 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 blah. It's bullshit. I'm here to tell you, look, Daddy West is telling you this bullshit. It's no backup plans. That's not how it works. You know, a job is not, a college degree is not a backup plan to anything, okay? Doesn't matter if you have a degree or 15 degrees. You still got to work hard to get the job. And most people that get a job is not $100,000. So, and honestly, in today's time, you need to have at least $100,000 to even function properly. Like if you don't have $100,000, sheesh, I don't know how you're living, honestly. I mean, gas is $5 a gallon right now. You think it's going up or going down? I mean, inflation, everything is going up. It's just what it is. As the world evolved, that's just how even haircuts. You remember haircuts was $5? Now haircuts are like $40. Shit, I pay $200 just for my barber to come here. Everything is increasing. Ladies getting your hair done, your nails done, everything is increasing. So you need more money. So even $100,000 is barely enough to get by. I don't know how people are surviving under $100,000. I don't know how they're doing it, honestly. And I don't want to know. Okay? What's next? In LA right now, gas is $7 a gallon. Thank you, Fit and Glam. $7 a gallon. Sheesh. It's $100 every time you fill up, and most people have to drive to work 30 minutes here, 30 minutes here. What do you think is happening? Now your gas is now a car note. Gas $500-$600 a month. It's more than your car note. You better get serious. It's not going to go backwards, by the way. It's not going to get less expensive. No, that's not how the world works. It's more expensive. It's just what it is. Which means that you better to evolve as the world evolves. You better to evolve your finances. Best to evolve with it. Okay? Questions for me? Questions here. Dwayne says, single dad of 3 girls. I'm confused and I don't know where to start, Wes. What are you confused about, Dwayne? What do you mean you don't know where to start? The first beginning to do anything in life, you got to know what you want, my man. You got to think about what you want. You got to take a deep breath. You got to pull out a sheet of paper. Listen, I have 3 children as well. You know how I began? And I began at the age of 28 when I got serious. And I pulled out a sheet of paper and I wrote on the top. And now a lot of you think this is so fucking trivial, right? You're like, yeah, come on. It's more than that. Nah, this is how it works. This is how intelligent people get wealthy. See, broken average people, they just go out there and start building shit. Start just, well, let me put some bricks here. Let me put a commode here. Let me put a pool here. But you have no blueprint. So you end up creating a mess and you end up quitting and stopping because what you've been building don't make sense. It's clutter. It's disorganized. Listen, the first step for everybody that wants to be wealthy and rich, you got to write down, what do you want? When I say, what do you want? What type of life do you want to live? What do you want to do for your 3 girls? You want to travel with them every single month. You want to put them in private schools. What private schools? What type of neighborhood you want to live in? What type of apartment or condo you want to live in? How much money do you want in the bank account? What type of business do you want to run? Do you want to be in the business or you want to be the CEO and you just on the golf carts where the business and the money comes in? Right? What do you want to do for your parents? What do you want to do for the baby mama? Does that make sense? I mean, you have to be very detailed, young man. That's how you start. Start thinking about how to make money online. You don't need to go to Google right now and go, how to make money, how to make money, how to make money. No, slow down, relax. You must have a blueprint first for the life. Before you can do anything, you have to have a blueprint. And many of you you already understand this intellectually. Even the high rise that I live in, a blueprint had to be created first for months before they start building a building, a house. If you build a house, they have to have the blueprint first. Without the foundation, you fail. Why do you think so many people fail on the planet? Think about it. Why do you think so many people fail? Because they don't have a blueprint. They don't know exactly what they want. And most people, what they want is too vague. And it's ambiguous. It's so vague and unclear. You can't just say, I want $1 million. Well, I just want a big house. What kind of house? What's the square foot? How many rooms? Well, I want a better life. What kind of life? What does that even mean? A better life? What is a better life? Your mind doesn't know how to interpret a better life. You got to be very specific. You got to get detailed. Listen, I can tell you guys what I did. Listen, the exact life that I talked about, that I wrote down, I have it. I said, when I wake up, I want to have somebody preparing my breakfast. When I wake up, I want to be to wake up whenever I feel like waking up. I want the sun to wake me up, not an alarm clock. I want to be able to drive 7 cars per week. I want to have the option to choose a car that I want to drive for the day. I want to be able to travel in first class around the world every single month, and I will only stay in a 5-star hotel that have butlers that take care of me through the duration of my stay if I'm with myself or with my family. I want to have at least $1 million plus in my bank account at all times, period. I will always have millions. I want to be able to run several companies, whether I'm in the company or not. I want to run several companies and make passive income from these companies. I want to have real estate around the world as well. Own houses that other people live in. I would get a check every single month. Like, I wrote all this stuff down, folks. I was detailed. Even from the cars that I drive. Say I want a Rolls Royce, a Lamborghini, okay, 2, Jeep, Okay, McLaren, whatever. All the stuff is wrote down. I have pictures of this stuff. So the life that I have here today, let me show you something. I even said I wanted a technology home. Alexa, open my shades. Alexa, open my shades. Don't do that to me, Alexis. Don't embarrass me. Okay. Alexa is embarrassing me right now, folks. Really, Alexa, you gonna embarrass me right now? Really, Alexa? Open my blinds. I'm sorry, folks. Alexa's not acting right now. But does that make sense? I was going to open my blinds so you can guys see my technology. Where's my remote? Whatever. But does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen, here? Okay. I love you, folks. I love you so much. I love you. I do. And I believe you will win. You will. You will. Yeah, Alexa, she taking notes. Okay, Alexa, you smart. All right, boo, you taking notes? So you're not going to listen to me right now, huh? Okay, take notes, boo. So even Alexa want to be rich. Alexa, she's sick and tired of working for Jeff Bezos. Alexa said, I'm talking to all these people in all these millions of households, and Jeff Bezos is not giving me a dime. I've been talking to everybody at night, in the morning. I've been playing them music. I've been playing them songs. And Jeff Bezos haven't paid Alexa a dime. She said, I'm sick and tired of working for Jeff. So Alexa said, I'm quiet. Look at her. And Alexa said, it's not over until I win. She fed up. She done. She not listening to me. But she listening to this information here. All right, folks, any questions for me before I let you go here? Thanks for the likes and shares. Hey, guys, can you do me a big favor? If you don't mind, I'm just asking. You don't have to do it. I'm just asking kindly. When I post this video, can you come back to the Sunday Mindset message and leave a comment below? You can just share what you've learned. You can just say, Wesley, I loved it. It was amazing. It was great. It was powerful. You know, whatever. I'm just asking you guys to do that because, well, obviously I want to share this around the world. And I want more people to get access to this information because it's free. I'm not charging you a dime for this. And it's just my contribution to the world. I believe every wealthy person or anybody that does well in life, exceptionally, they should make a contribution to the world in whatever facet or whatever form that they feel necessary. So can you guys do that for me, please? I'm going to hit the X button here. And I'm going to post it. Just post something. Maybe what you learned. You can post, it's not over until I win. The rant was amazing. The Sunday Mind messages. I live for these things. You know, whatever you want to comment below. I have about 100 people on here that's listening to me right now. So if I could get everybody to do that, I would really appreciate that. And like I said, I'm just asking because I want more people to get access to this information because there's many people that need it. It is. People are hurting. People are in pain. And they need a way out. And I want to give them a way out by understanding their way out is by changing the way that they think. And to do that, I have to persuade and convince them that that's possible. And I do these through these Sunday mindset messages here. So when I post this, do you mind leaving a comment just under below? Just leave a comment. I'm going to do it right now. It takes you 2 seconds. You can say, I love it. It was amazing. You can share what you learned. You can say what you're going to do next week or this week to be able to restructure your life to have the life that you want. So thank you so much for doing that. Much love. This is Wesley, $1 Billion Virgin. Let's go.